What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Beyond ARTV. My name is John, and you're tuned in to another episode of Hate It or Love It. Today, we're going to be talking about 6 reasons why people hate the alternative rock band Weezer. It was probably pretty enticing for you to click on this video because there's this huge debate whether you're a casual fan that probably just knows about the conversations, or if you're a diehard ride or die for Weezer, you know that people constantly bicker back and forth. Do their good merits outweigh the bad ones? Is it gonna weigh down eventually? I'm on the side of the fence that says, yeah, the good stuff outweighs the bad, but damn it if there aren't some bad times that we've been through as Weezer fans. The point of Hate It or Love It, though, is to break down reasons why the internet either hates or loves a certain band or artist, and that's exactly what we're gonna do today. We're gonna take a look at 6 reasons why that I've found from scouring the internet, and of course, my own personal data knowledge of Weezer, because I've been following the band for what, like 15, 16 years now? I should know some reasons why people hate them. It's definitely gonna be an experience, so let's just go ahead and go right through this. Please drop a like on the video today, and of course, let me know, why do you either hate or love Weezer, and do you understand these reasons that we're about to break down? The inconsistency with Weezer has certainly been a bitch to get through. As a fan myself, one of my top 10 favorite bands, in fact, of all time, Weezer have had a struggle to actually stay consistently making great music. I feel like Rivers Cuomo, as the leader of this band, struggles to find that line between self-ironic and self-deprecating humor and also finding new ways to innovate within their kind of chord-structured sound. They've definitely advanced several times, and then they've fallen back over. It can be frustrating as a new fan or just trying to win over new fans in general, with Weezer being the band that are putting themselves out there. If you go and listen to, say, Ratitude and the Red Album, you're gonna get a vastly different experience than if you listen to, say, Maladroit and Pinkerton. Weezer, inconsistency be thy surname. Never before have I seen to this extent such a deep divide within a fan base, and the old fans just cannot seem to accept change. Whether that be Matt Sharp leaving the band in the late 90s, and eventually Scott Schreiner joining up, and as the SNL sketch pointed out, that is a dividing point among a lot of fans. People start to break down, argue back and forth, they cannot decide, and I feel like it turns a lot of people away from the band. There is such a split within the fan base that if you get on their Reddit page or if you get on their Facebook, you see people shouting angrily in the comments section, and then other people are just snapping back and saying, let them do whatever they want, Rivers Cuomo is a damn genius. And I can see why that would be off-putting, and it would cause some people to just hate them and push them away and say, I don't want to be associated with this. One of the biggest reasons that Weezer broke out with the Blue Album and also Pinkerton was because many people could relate to it. The loneliness, the desperado feel. Rivers Cuomo is writing these songs, and there are really catchy power pop structures to many of them, kind of an almost garagey feel to some of the qualities. And also, they're getting relatable lyrics that they can feel themselves in. They could see themselves in the nerdiness of Rivers Cuomo. And now, as the decades have gone by and Rivers continues to write songs that kind of self-deprecate and play up that geeky character and mannerism of himself, I feel like a lot of people are starting to think that he doesn't really do it all that well, and it might just be for show. Dating back to 2005, we got the single Perfect Situation, where Rivers Cuomo is singing about this perfect situation that he's in. There's the pitch, slow and straight, and you miss because you want to be the hero. And it's basically a loser's anthem. And I love that song. In fact, it's one of my favorite Weezer tracks. But many people started to see this as the moment where he changed as an individual, as a songwriter, and the persona that he was portraying started to be a little bit see-through. I don't know if I personally agree with this, at least not fully. I can see some of the stuff being perhaps a little bit forced and try-hard, but I also feel like Rivers is just such a weird individual at this point, It's hard to put a label on it. Because of the band receiving such harsh criticism after the release of Pinkerton, I feel like Rivers is never fully putting himself out there intentionally. He was hurt deeply by that, and I don't blame him. He also has a lot of issues that I'm sure he privately struggles with, and music is his way of venting things. So even if I don't like all of the material that's coming out, I don't know if calling it disingenuous is the right term. I think more often than not, he's probably just playing up an angle that he wanted to go for or a different characterization of himself. Number 4, Weezer are no longer challenging themselves as a band. I saw a lot of people talking about this, chatting in YouTube comments, discussions on the subreddit. I feel like people are starting to lean into this mentality of believing, oh, Rivers and Scott and everybody else, Brian Bell, they don't want to write songs anymore. They just want to cash a paycheck, and they've lost any originality. Well, judging by the recent output that we've got, you could definitely argue both ways. If you're like, oh, they're just wanting to cover Africa for the meme, for the money. Or you could say, wow, Zombie Bastards, that was a unique track from the Black Album that saw them wanting to branch out and just be weird. There's definitely periods within Weezer's timeline as a band that they haven't challenged themselves, namely after Maladroit, I would say, leading into Make Believe all the way up until their comeback of sorts with Everything Will Be Alright in the End in 2014. That was a period of Weezer that saw a lot of material coming out, especially between 2005 and 2010, but the quality just wasn't there. They were churning out songs and trying to possibly get some hits. Some of the tracks stuck and the deep cuts mostly faded away. It's definitely an interesting point to discuss and argue, so let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think that Weezer are still challenging themselves in 2019, or are they just phoning it in? Point number 5 ties back to point number 1, and that is the fans that are tired of the roller coaster ride. Some people have been there from the start and have said, oh, I've ridden it out with you all the way through those low albums like Make Believe that we just don't like. We came back for you when that long break between Pinkerton and the Green Album occurred, and now we're here at Everything Will Be Alright and also the White Album, and then you drop Pacific Daydream, the Teal Album, and even the Black Album on us? We're not feeling it. Some people are sick of that quality shift and they cannot ride on the coaster anymore. I can't say that I blame them for getting frustrated with the band, but I say at least it's not one of those things where they're never having any spikes back up. Some bands either plateau or else really rapidly start taking a nosedive into oblivion, and I don't think that Weezer have ever done that, and I also feel that maybe Rivers is kinda doing this for his own personal entertainment. It's a theory, but you never know with the meme master that is Rivers. And that was the ideal segue for point number 6. Why does the internet hate Weezer? And that's because many people just believe they're a meme at this point. I mean, have you taken a look at Rivers Cuomo and his Twitter account? It's basically a bunch of nonsense that you're not going to get. A lot of it is him posting what fans send him on Snapchat or Instagram stories, and him also just spouting off about random stuff that he's doing during the day and other weird stuff about loving Weezer and being ride or die for them. Obviously, with Rivers being the leading man in Weezer, you would think that he would like them or else love them, dare I say, and they have partaken in many memes. Obviously, they made Africa because of a fan campaign to cover the song, and it went viral. It charted on the Billboard Hot 100, and it got them success. Memes make music at this point, and music makes memes. It goes something like that, but Weezer have definitely partaken, namely Rivers Cuomo. I would love to know what the rest of the band thinks about the way his mind works. It's like he calls them up for a writing session or to get in the studio, and he's like, hey, I want to make this song with Lil Wayne or else Chamillionaire or somebody called Can't Stop Partying, or I want to do this other crazy ambitious track, or I want to sound like the Beach Boys, and they're like, okay, This must be the most relaxed, easygoing group of guys ever because they've been down for the ride and they really haven't had many lineup changes. What do you guys think about Weezer? Let me know your opinions in the comments section down below because this is a very divisive band. Let's get the discussion going. Please drop a like on this video. Whether you hate Weezer or whether you love them, be nice to each other in the comments section and keep in mind that these were just my opinions on top of the internet's reasons on why people hate Weezer. Hate It or Love It is back to being a monthly series, so make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future episodes of that and all of the other music-related content that I have in store for you on this channel. If you would like to see another Weezer-themed video, then tap right here, or tap here for another recent video on the channel. Support on Patreon at the annotation in the corner, or else the top link down below, and I'll see you soon for more on Beyond ARTV.